A lot of people believe meditation is tough, something only monks or those with endless hours to sit in silence can master. But what if I told you that view is totally off? Meditation isn't about hours of effort, but rather small moments of awareness that anyone can experience, even during the simplest daily activities. Picture feeling calmer and more centered while making your morning coffee or taking an evening stroll. Surprised? Yep, meditation is more accessible and natural than you think. And the best part, with a few tweaks, you can start right now. Meditation is often seen as something complicated, full of rules and special conditions. But in reality, the essence of it is incredibly simple. It's just about being mindful, nothing more. Picture yourself on a sunny day, sitting in a park, carefree. You don't need a special spot, scented candles, or hours blocked out. All you need is yourself and your breath. You can practice it while standing in line at the grocery store or waiting for your coffee to brew. The coolest thing about meditation is that it fits into real life. Think about those busy mornings where making breakfast feels like a full event. During that time, instead of letting your thoughts scatter like leaves in the wind, you can focus on each movement, each smell, each sound. That's meditation, the art of being present without judgment. And if a car alarm distracts you, no problem. Just bring your attention back to the moment. A lot of people think they need to have a completely blank mind to really meditate, but that's not the case. Being mindful means noticing your thoughts without clinging to them, like watching clouds float by. The trick is to start small and stay present. Next time you're washing dishes, feel the temperature of the water, listen to the sound of the scrubbing. Life is full of chances to practice, even when you don't realize it. Mindfulness is often linked to having an absolutely clear mind, but in practice, it's much more fluid. Being mindful doesn't mean forcing your thoughts to disappear. It means knowing what's there and accepting the details. Imagine sitting in a park, noticing birds chirping and the faint sound of distant chatter. The real challenge isn't to keep your mind silent, but to recognize what comes up without judging yourself for it. It's like watching a river. You don't control the water, you just watch it flow. Understanding mindfulness involves an exercise in acceptance that many underestimate. It's the difference between trying to fake a smile on a tough day and acknowledging that you're not at your best, and that's okay. Instead of trying to clear your mind, focus on noticing what it brings up, like old memories or recent worries. That's mindfulness, and just noticing it is powerful in itself. Think about a day when you randomly remembered something. This practice is about noticing and letting it go. At its best, mindfulness is a tool that connects us to our true selves. It's not about suppressing or aiming for a specific state, but about being comfortable with whatever shows up. Try this next time you're in a noisy place, like a subway station. Instead of trying to block out the sounds, just notice how they mix with your thoughts. The point isn't to react, but to observe, and that observation paves the way for the next step, welcoming your thoughts without getting lost in them. It's common to think that during meditation, the mind has to be completely blank, but the reality is quite different. Having random thoughts is part of the process, and what truly matters is how you handle them. Picture yourself sitting quietly, and suddenly, you remember that grocery list you forgot to make. Instead of getting frustrated, acknowledge the thought, take a deep breath, and come back to the present moment. It's like a workout. The practice isn't coming back to the starting point as often as needed. Getting distracted by thoughts isn't a failure, it's practice. The mind is like a curious child, always searching for something new. Let it wander, but remember to gently guide it back when it starts to drift too far. Think of when you're working out and you lose your rhythm for a second. You don't stop. You just pick it back up. That's what meditation is like. Every time you return to awareness, you're strengthening your ability to stay focused. This repetition builds resilience and makes your mind a more patient ally. Every thought that comes up during your practice is an opportunity for growth. Maybe you'll remember a conversation you had earlier or a forgotten appointment. Accepting that your mind is trying to solve problems while you meditate is essential for it to learn to slow down over time. The key is to be kind to yourself and see these moments as part of the process. This understanding lays the groundwork for the next step, where meditation becomes more sensory and involves the sounds around you. Sound meditation is an approach that often goes unnoticed, but is incredibly effective for developing mindfulness. Instead of forcing your mind to focus on something internal, this practice allows you to simply listen to the sounds around you. Picture sitting on your porch, hearing the wind rustle the leaves or the distant laughter of kids playing. Let those sounds flow without trying to interpret or judge them. It's a way to anchor your mind in the present effortlessly. Practicing sound meditation is simple and can be woven into your daily life. On a drive, try turning off the music and paying attention to the road noise, the engine, or birds flying by. This kind of attention, without any specific goal, trains the mind to be observant and open. The practice is to let the sounds be an anchor that keeps you in the now and to return to them whenever you notice your mind wandering. That way, meditation becomes a natural and accessible moment anywhere. Over time, sound meditation sharpens your ability to notice the little details of life that often go overlooked. Everyday sounds, like the clinking of silverware or the rustle of the wind, take on a new dimension. This practice shows that meditating isn't an activity cut off from the world, but a way of feeling more connected to it. It reminds us that fullness can be found in the simplest moments and that life itself is a symphony waiting to be heard. This awareness leads to a more mindful and integrated way of living. Now that you've seen how simple and accessible meditation can be, the question is, why not start today? How about trying it during a break at work or while listening to the sounds of your neighborhood from your window? The more you practice, the more these moments of mindfulness will become second nature and transformative. So, are you ready to take that step and make meditation part of your daily routine? Don't forget to leave a comment about your experience or if you have any questions on how to start. And to keep learning and exploring meditation and other life-changing topics, make sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. Let's go on this journey of self-discovery and growth together.